and I'll never back down. In the middle of the ring is where I lay the smack down. Against all odds, I will always prevail. So when you step to me, it's like hell in a cell.
Greetings and salutations, this is Christopher Daniels. I'm talking to my main man Delzinski right now. Any video game show, any video game channel, any YouTube channel called Vintage Shizzle is indeed hashtag Daniels approved.
Yo, alright guys, Delzinski here. Welcome to another We Talk Weekend. And as per usual, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Smack Talks. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing well, mate. How's you?
I'm very good. We are kind of on the road to WrestleMania, but then all of a sudden, quickly stop, there's a roadblock in the way.
There is indeed. Maybe a few potholes, as Triple H said. Did he say? I can't remember now.
Speed bumps.
That might be the one.
Yeah, so we've got like this roadblock coming up Saturday, so we're going to be talking about that in this episode. And as well, I kind of quite like it when they do these pay-per-views on Saturday, because it means like I ain't got to worry about anything else, like no work the next day, just can, kick back, chill, and watch the pay-per-view.
You can. Is it earlier as well? I'm sure it was early last time on a Saturday.
The NXT one was late-ish, wasn't it?
I can't actually remember. It's been a while since we had a special on a Saturday.
Yeah, I think the Lesnar one, but then again, that would have been a different time, wouldn't it?
There was the Japan one, which was like early on.
Yeah, so I think it'll be later again. But nevertheless, it's all good. And we'll talk about Roadblock towards the end of this week's We Talk. But we had I thought it was quite an interesting Raw. Smack Talks, you think as well, it's probably about an hour or so's worth of it, would you say?
I would say the first hour and a half was good, but then it's starting to go downhill.
Yeah, that's always going to be the problem, isn't it, with this whole 3-hour show? Really, really would love them to just say, look, we have to go to 2 hours, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 3 hours, it's now at the point where they've given up on that third hour. Aside from like the overrun at the very end of the show, they seem to come back for that, but they just take a break in between.
Well, saying that, what's kind of fantastic is the fact that obviously we had some development this week with Shane O'Mac and Vince McMahon. And I thought it was very interesting that Shane O'Mac said this. He said, there are so many guys that have so much talent but never get any breaks. And then there are the same guys who get all the breaks and have no talent. Roman Reigns dig?
I think it may have been a Roman Reigns dig. Just a little bit. It was really cool because like I said when I was speaking to someone at the time, it's like the internet have wrote this promo for him.
I know all they've done is basically Google like We Talk and any other podcast that's out there where everybody's saying the same thing. And what I was trying to tie this into is the fact that we've just mentioned that Raw has 3 hours. Shane McMahon says there are so many guys that have so much talent. And I have to agree, there is so much talent that the WWE have got. So how they don't manage to make Raw entertaining for 3 hours every freaking week amazes me, to be honest with you.
It really does. When you think the amount of talent on there and we're all calling for a brand split, how can they not make 3 hours work?
Yeah, it's totally bizarre. But the Shane O'Mac, Vince McMahon heated feud, which has come out of nowhere like an RKO. I'm beginning to get into it now. I'm beginning to like it. I still have no idea why. Obviously, I understand the background story, the fact that Shane O'Mac gave him a little bit of a loan or something like that. A business decision that Vince made went wrong, and now Shane is back to reclaim his part of the company, which he doesn't have anymore. I get all that, but it's still totally random how much hatred Vince McMahon now has for his son, to the point that he wants to see his son decimated by The Undertaker. So I still struggle a little bit to think how this all came about. But nevertheless, it's got me interested, it's got me invested, it's got me getting going for WrestleMania, which is what it was meant to do. But what I found was awesome this week on Monday Night Raw, and I'm sorry, Chicago, but you kind of deserve it. The amount of times you chant CM Punk at the WWE since he left, but the way that Vince McMahon utterly trolled that crowd, the pop for the Undertaker's bong was just so damn funny to have Vince McMahon come walking out with the swag. It was one of the best moments. I think I haven't laughed so much in such a long time.
It was so good. They seem to do that quite a lot in Chicago, and they always fall for it.
I mean, it does feel a little bit like it's one of their favourite things to try and wind up the Chicago crowd. But I mean, the CM Punk chants didn't really do too much damage this time around. I think everybody's accepting, finally, he has gone. Although, on my YouTube videos, I do tend to get quite a lot of people saying, where's CM Punk? And I have to just keep reiterating, he's in the UFC.
What, he didn't even make SNME? You're not coming back for that?
No,
Have you heard how amazing it is?
He's in the UFC. He's in the UFC. He's having back surgery in the UFC.
If I was CM Punk, I would make an exception. I would come back. One night only.
I don't want to see him back. I think
Give the viewers what they want.
I don't think he ever wants to come back. I mean, just touching on it, I'm very looking forward to it. I am anticipating and highly excited to see his first UFC match if it ever happens. But this is going off topic. But after seeing what happened with Conor McGregor, and I'm not the biggest UFC fan, after seeing that, I'm thinking. I sat back and I thought, like, not to knock Punk at all, but I thought, crikey, this is, you know, I don't know who he's going to be stepping in the octagon with, but I don't know if he can sustain that. That's no discredit to him. He probably will hold his own, but after watching that UFC fight between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, I wouldn't want to do that.
Well, I didn't see it. Unfortunately, I didn't watch any of UFC at the weekend. But I don't know. He must feel he can compete at some level, or at least hold his own if he's getting into it. You wouldn't do that otherwise. You'd have to be an idiot.
I think he can compete, and obviously I'm not that clued up on UFC, but it was just the shots and then the quickness to get a submission hold on, and I think it is from my point of view, it is worlds apart from what he's used to. And yes, he knows his jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, but I mean, putting that into the environment that is that octagon, and you know, it's a whole different realm. Fair play to him to want to do it. Never ever going to discredit him for wanting to do what he wants to do. But I'll believe it when I see it, because he's not a spring chicken. He's getting older, and you know that's showing with all the niggling injuries he keeps picking up, and that is so physical, that sport.
It really is. It's going to take its toll on him. Like, he's injured before he's even got inside the octagon. So I don't know how he's going to fare once he comes out of it. It's going to be one of them ones where I think it's so easy to pick up an injury. I don't know. I think he'll do well, but I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical at the same time. Getting back to Shane McMahon, though, did you see his training video?
I have heard of his training videos. I haven't watched them. Some people are saying that they're a little bit too fancy to be believable.
It was fancy. It was over the top, but it looked quite deadly.
Did he have the Rocky music? That's what I can kind of imagine.
He could have had the Rocky music and everything. Full on training montage.
Because there's still, I mean, as we obviously saw him get a little bit physical in the ring this week. Jesus, I sound like Jonathan Ross. We see him get a bit physical this week. He looks like he's in decent shape. He moves pretty well. The punches were kind of Dean Ambrose. They didn't look like they were doing too much damage. But the knees, you went full Brock Lesnar. He was giving those proper knees to the gut. I was loving that.
It was good. It was just what it was supposed to be, a brawl, and he really went for it. He didn't hold back. And I thought it went down really well.
I thought the segment was really good. It was strong. The fact that they teased The Undertaker, they didn't utilise it. I still have question marks around The Undertaker itself, with him being like a bit of a puppet for Vince McMahon. But I did like the line that his greatest creation will now, you know, pretty much destroy his greatest failure, which is Shane McMahon. I thought that's such a horrible jab to take at your son, and the fact that he stamped on the picture as well. I thought it was a strong segment for building towards what they're doing. just again though, like with touching on the Undertaker, I still need. I feel that we need some sort of reason apart from that Vince is his boss, why he would ever want to do Vince a favor like that. Because
we need a reason to get behind Undertaker, and he's not giving him any.
Yeah,
I mean, he was on Raw this week for as long as he was last week.
That is true. That is true. And I think what I'm interested in is some people have said that, well, the spin on it is that the Undertaker is going to make Vince regret, ever giving him Shane McMahon on a plate. But that's what Vince wants. So it doesn't work like that. There's no reverse psychology here. Vince wants Shane beaten up. So it's not like they possibly could go down that route that at one point Vince is like, stop, that's enough. And Taker's like, no, I'm going to decimate him. But that is what Vince has asked for, and he's going to get it from The Undertaker. But to me, it doesn't really add up for anything. And like you said, it's not giving me any reason to really get behind The Undertaker. I'm kind of hoping that Shane pulls it off, but I'm still torn with the whole extra loss at WrestleMania if it happens, because I still genuinely, honestly, this is my personal opinion, that Taker should never ever get another loss at WrestleMania.
Well, see, I don't mind, to be honest. Like, the streak's gone, so it doesn't mean too much. He's not the same Undertaker now anyway. I would be okay with the loss for him if it wasn't a legitimate loss, as in a straight-up pinfall. So if it was a case of, Balor Club or someone like that interfering, really beat up the Undertaker, leave him to get the pinfall taken on him, I would be okay with that. I just wouldn't want to see him beat in a legitimate match the way that Lesnar did.
I mean, you mentioned the training from Shane. Are you definitely conceding that it's going to happen? It is going to be Shane versus the Undertaker. We're not going to get any sort of false surprise. We might get someone else come in, step in for Shane. Still, are we now 100% going forward that it is Shane versus the Undertaker, or do we think we're going to get another curveball or a swerve?
I don't know. I think it probably will be Shane.
I mean, he's going to get... Me preempting what the match could be like, I would say it's just going to be one of those... I reckon there might be some blood in it. I think that it will be Shane taking some risks. They're not going to always pay off. The majority of the match will be an Undertaker beatdown, and then you're going to get hit with some sort of epic swerve at some point.
Well, you say epic swerve. I'm waiting for some epic move from Shane, because they showed that highlight video this week of everything he's done in the past, and I think if we're going to that match and we don't get Shane pulling off some crazy move, I think we're all going to be disappointed. I think that's what we're wanting to tune in to see as part of that. I mean, he's leaped off like a Titantron with Steve Blackman there. There's been like so many other times getting suplexed through glass from Kurt Angle. I want to see Shane do something crazy. That's why I want to tune into this match. And if he wins, I'm going to be really happy with the fact that we're getting rid of the Authority. We're going in a new direction. And if he stays true to what he said, then it's what a lot of internet fans are wanting. But, on the other hand, The Undertaker, I'm not too fussed to see The Undertaker in the ring, because his last two matches still haven't been great. And on top of that, I've got no reason to want The Undertaker to win. The streak's gone. He's on Vince's side. I don't want Vince in charge. What's the reason for us to actually want Undertaker to win this?
Yeah, I totally see that. I just, when you say the streak is gone, like,
it's gone. It's dead. It's over.
Yeah, I know it's gone and dead, but it doesn't. It still, to me, feels like that if you're going to start adding more losses to it, what you're kind of doing is you're denting and chipping away at the Undertaker's legacy, really.
You are, but like I said, if it's not a clean pinfall and there is like other means to get to that ending, and it's a big thing that really changes the landscape in the WWE, then I think that's something you can allow for.
Will it though?
I think it will. I think if that does happen, it gives Triple H and Steph some time off TV, and we can go in a new direction for a while. Don't know how long it'll last.
That's true.
But it's the perfect time to start right after WrestleMania. That's when you reboot everything. It's the perfect time to bring in someone else and start pushing new talent.
See, you mentioned like the big spots that we think that Shane is going to pull off, but I think we're all forgetting that how long ago it actually was when Shane used to do those spots. And I know it looks like he's training and stuff, but his body's never going to be able to be ready for taking one of those bumps again if he just goes for it. We could find that it might not pay off if he does that. It could injure him and he botches the match.
Well, we don't know how long he's actually been training. He looks to be in great shape, I thought.
He does, but he looks like he's sweating like a bitch.
Oh, well, that's ring lights. You've got to experience that. Can't practice that.
There is a bit of a concern for the match itself, I think, because we know the Undertaker's not at his best, so he's going to have to be a bit of a brawler. Brock Lesnar kind of saved him a lot by being, the dominant brawler, which helped the Undertaker along in those matches. And those matches weren't. I thought the WrestleMania 30 match was okay, but I mean the matches we've seen with him haven't really been the 5-star matches that we're used to seeing with the Undertaker at WrestleMania and big events. So with Shane not being an out-and-out wrestler, although he has got experience, can we really expect a 5-star match, or are we just basically depending on this match having some sort of major outcome? Or some just, spot monkey, really?
Well, I think, to be honest, if the storytelling's there, anyone can have a 5-star match.
True.
The match that springs to mind in recent memory, where it was all about storyline and the competitor had no talent whatsoever, Eva Marie against Bayley. I thought that was an awesome match, all because of the storytelling. Even though Eva couldn't wrestle for shit, it was still really good because of the way they done it. And I think if it's storyline driven, then it's something that can easily go down as a 5-star match, even if Shane isn't, putting on all these wrestling holds, amazing moves. I think it all comes down to taking a beating, still getting up, telling that story, and then, bringing in something else to get the job done.
Did you just compare Shane McMahon to Eva Marie?
Kind of.
I mean, wow. You have really hurt Shane McMahon's feelings tonight.
Well, I could have compared him to you. That would have been worse.
Ooh, that is harsh. That is harsh.
Mr. I haven't won a match in 2K16 online. Correct? Am I wrong?
Yeah, but, that's another record, isn't it?
It's some record. You should be proud.
It's pretty successful, really. You don't have to win always
to put on a 5-star match.
To put on a 5-star match, yeah, and to be completely and utterly over. I mean, I'm more over than Roman Reigns.
I'm more over than Roman Reigns. Anyone is?
So there you go. I mean that's all it's about. I'm about the fans. I'm not about winning or losing. I'm just about the fans. I'm the people's champ.
So are you going to be happy if it's a 5-star match and we don't have these wrestling moves? Is that what you're looking for in this?
I really think it's down to, like you said, the storytelling. That's what I'm more looking for. A big finish, which something that can continue for the foreseeable future. What I hate and what I'd really not like to see is Shane win this, Undertaker take another loss, only for Shane to then go away and it not really expand anymore after that, or expand for a month and then it all grinds to a halt, because that to me devalues the Undertaker. That's my one concern about this whole with the Undertaker at the moment is, look, we all respect the Undertaker, but it used to be like a yearly thing that he would come back, have his big match and go away. Now he's like booked after WrestleMania for more shows and stuff, but he's not. I mean, it's not really doing him any favors. It's like he's involved in this storyline, but it doesn't make a lot of sense, this storyline, as to why the Undertaker really is involved. It's just the case that Vince has chosen him because he's the name at WrestleMania. But it doesn't really make a lot of sense why the Undertaker would want to do it. And when they're booking this, or when they pitched it to the Undertaker, do you really think the Undertaker thought, well, this makes sense, because he surely couldn't have, because no one else can see why it made sense to make this whole, match and everything. It's developing and it's getting going fine, but I just concern myself with the Undertaker now that he's being overutilized for things that don't really help the Undertaker, much like when we see things like a Jericho Fandango,
Yeah.
It doesn't make the Undertaker's legacy any better. It just feels like they're using him and he's there and he doesn't mind it because he's just helping, whereas I would like him to be a bit more selfish and say, this is my career and I wanted to keep the streak. If I'm going to take a loss on the streak, I need to have something else that sends me out with a big bang. Hopefully this could be it. But he signed up to do more shows after, so it's not going to be.
Well, if it was me, what I would do would be I would have Vince announce him, then Taker come out, turn it down, Vince say, you have to do it, your career's on the line, then just have the Undertaker chokeslam Vince, reluctantly agree to it because he's got no choice.
Kill him!
and go down that route. Like, at the minute, there's no reason for him to accept it. Why? I don't get it.
Don't you remember when he got F5? We didn't see him for like ages after that. Brock Lesnar basically killed Vince for like such a period of time. That's all I worry about is the utilization of the Undertaker, and it's not really about the streak. It's just it just feels like he's just doing it. And it's like there's no real thought that he needs to pull something superb out the bag. He just turns up, he does it, and he goes home. And I remember when it used to be like, The Undertaker is back. This is awesome, and it's losing that like novelty. And I still always think that, and it's not because I'm a Sting fan, but it's still always think that the biggest attraction that they could have ever done at this WrestleMania in Texas was Sting versus The Undertaker, and not use Sting at all apart from this match. If they just kept that would have put bums in seats. And I know everyone's interested in the Shane McMahon storyline, but it doesn't really make sense. Whereas Icon versus The Undertaker always had like its magic about it, regardless of their age.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I'm looking at it from that perspective. And it's not knocking what we're going to get as such. It just feels like to me that the whole storyline is, and we have to give it time. We have to let it bleed out and let it do what it needs to do. But I always think that it's a massive, massive mistake never having that match. That match was probably the only reason why Sting come to WWE. Probably a match The Undertaker always wanted. And they never got it to work. They never made it happen.
I'll put this to you. Could this make it happen? If Sting interferes in the match and costs Undertaker it?
He's never going to do that.
Sting was the guy, remember, that wanted to get rid of the Authority. This gives him the chance to do that, and it also sets up a match with The Undertaker. I
would love for that to happen, but I just think Sting's too injured to do it. I think Sting, unfortunately, his career is done. It's painful to say because the way that they booked him, I still think that match at WrestleMania last year was good. I didn't agree with the outcome, but I would have personally never ever booked him in anything else but that match, because I think that was the match he came here for, and he's come here and he's not got his match. It's going to be good. I keep forgetting he's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year, so he will be around. So yeah, maybe he's going to play some sort of part. But a match, Sting versus The Undertaker, if that happened, I would literally shit my pants.
Really?
Not really. Not really. I'd just be very excited. Be like
I thought you were going to make a video on it. Like a J-Man reaction video.
Has he made any other reaction videos recently? I saw like he did that egg extravaganza thing that he did.
I think that was the last one. I think that really took it out of him.
Just to quickly go off subject here, have you noticed that he the other day was saying that his WMV Universe mode is now computer exclusive?
Computer exclusive?
Yeah, he's got so many copyright strikes on it. You can only watch it now on the computer. You can't watch it on any other device. Learn for the copyright strikes, Mr. J-Man.
That's unlucky, that is.
Yeah, copyright sucks.
It's a shame because it's probably the best universe going. Silence.
In the words of Booker T, tell me you did not just say that.
I'm pretty sure I said that.
Oh, man. What's up with all the insults today? What is up with all the insults? You know, what side of the bed did you get out of?
I don't know. Who's
been rattling your cage?
Is it not back and forth here? Do I not get as much as I give here?
Are you trying
It usually is. It's usually the opposite way around.
Are you trying to be the heel that Roman Reigns wants to be?
I'm trying to. I'm not even trying to, and I'm doing a better job at it.
Dear oh dear. We Talk listeners, have you heard this? Smack Talk's going heel this week. Unbelievable.
I'm going to get rage in the comments from SNME viewers.
Mate, I get rage from them when I don't upload an episode. So
Well, it did take you a month, to be fair, and you've split it into 2 weeks.
yeah, good. That's how it works.
That's how it works.
I
was praising SMA at the start. I was like, CM Punk should come back for this.
When you build a big project, things take time. You know, it's like a newborn baby.
Don't know if I'd go with that analogy, but you do put the time in. You haven't played a game other than WWE since like 2003.
I know, Jesus Christ. Oh, do you know what I played the other day?
Heavy Rain on PS4.
No, I hooked up my old PlayStation 2 and I actually played some of the old SmackDown games, you know?
Oh, you played wrestling games? Wow.
Really?
I'm so surprised.
How rude, how rude. Anyway, I said that I'd come on some sort of stream with you guys at some point.
Yeah,
I'll grace you with my presence.
You said that 2 years ago.
I'll grace you with my presence at some point. You don't want to know how good I am at other games. I played you at FIFA.
Yeah, and then you somehow managed to lose the audio when I beat you.
Oh. No, you just didn't understand my naming conventions.
Yeah. You've sent us everything except the one that I wanted.
Right. Look, that's enough of your gibberish. Let's move on. Let's talk about another dysfunctional pair, because that's the route that you've been going down this week. Y2AJ, the t-shirts are no more.
Well, to be fair, when I seen them come out with those t-shirts, I thought, this is ending tonight. It was so cheap, the t-shirts. It's like, they can't be selling these. This has to be a fake tag team. This isn't going to last.
Yeah, but they're like gold now. If you got one of them, you got a piece of history, because you're never going to get that tag team again.
If you got one of them, you got ripped off.
No.
Chris Jericho burnt one on SmackDown. That's what he thinks of it.
Bastard. What a little bastard. You've got the traits of Chris Jericho, you know.
What, switching between heel and face?
You got the dad bod.
What?
And then you got the old...
Have you not seen us in the gym lately?
No, that's why you got the dad bod.
Shocking.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that whole... You're not quite sure if you're a face or a heel at the moment. 1 minute you are, 1 minute you're not. You're up and down like a horse draws. You know? You're basically...
I'm up and down like a what?
Horse draws.
A horse draws.
Horse draws. You're basically like the Big Show. You don't know what you're doing.
There's a switch on my back. It just like flips in between. Heel face.
Right. Anyway, what did you think of the whole split? I thought the match between Y2AJ, God, that name is damn well awful, and the New Day was a really good match. I still that some of the moves that Styles is pulling off. He actually had, I think it was Kofi Kingston, who knows how to sell that move that he does, where he does the moonsault DDT.
The DDT.
Yeah. He's nailing that perfectly now. And he also, I thought the finish was really good. The code breaker catch into, is it the big landing? What's Biggie's finishing move now? What's it called? Big ending.
The big ending.
Big ending. Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I thought the way that the whole match planned out, it was awesome. But do we really want AJ versus Y2J one more time? And is this now our WrestleMania match for AJ Styles?
I don't know. It could be a roadblock match.
Could it?
Could be. I don't know.
I'm just glancing the card, because we're going to talk about that, but I'm just looking at the card. There's 4 matches so far on that card.
It's possible, because I think there'll be more matches announced for it that we haven't seen yet.
If we get a fourth, though, we'll probably get a fifth.
We probably will. It'll tie it like 2 apiece, and then that'll go into like the 5th one at WrestleMania, unless they all get put in some kind of ladder match. But in terms of Raw in the match, I would go as far as saying it's probably one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen on Raw. It was so good, and there was so many moves and so many near falls, and like points where you thought the match was going to end, and actually believed they were going to win the tag team titles. And that was why at the end of it, I was so shocked when they actually broke up. But like you stated, Styles, the moves that he's pulling off looked absolutely amazing. He done like the springboard into a 450, and that was just absolutely crazy. It's the first time I think I've seen him do that for I don't know how long, but it was so cool to see. And it wasn't just that; there was so many other moves that they all pulled off. Him and Jericho both diving over the top rope together. They seem to bring the best out of each other, and I think because of that, I'm perfectly fine seeing another match between them, especially now Jericho is kind of the heel and he's getting accepted as the heel from the crowd and they're not still cheering him. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing where they go with it. I would like to see another match because I think the third match they had was really good. So if they continue to step it up, I'm all for it.
I thought that Jericho with the 3 code breakers and then the whole staring at him, and then there was a backstage segment as well with him and Renee Young, and he kind of had that look about him. What was the year when he was just suited and booted and he was just a misery ass? That's the Jericho that we're getting again now, I think.
It was like 2009 or something.
Yeah, that Jericho feels like the one he's gone for, and I think that's the right one because you really could hate that Jericho. So I like the way that they've finally established that Jericho is the heel. I always cast my mind back with Chris Jericho about the. Do you remember the sort of promo thing that never was with the girl in the sitting at the table with the it was
when we thought it was going to be the Undertaker,
and he kept coming out and not speaking.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that? What was that? Does anyone know what that?
That was later when he returned.
Oh, we have to get somebody to tell me what that was about because I still. And I always listen to his podcast. I want to know why he didn't come out and speak and stuff. What was the logic behind that whole comeback?
I'm sure he explained it. I can't remember what it was now.
It was bloody bad though when it was happening.
It was awful to sit through.
No one understood what he was doing. He'd come out and smile, and it was like, what? But yeah, don't know why I just went on that. But I want to know. So anyone knows that, let me know. We talkers via the comment section below. But I kind of agree with you. I think now we've got Jericho as a heel, then the match will be good. But I don't know. I didn't anticipate that we were going to get 4 matches out of this, which is strange.
Do you not want to see it though?
I do want to see it, but do you think they maybe changed their mind here? Because everyone was kind of thinking that we were going to lead to Y2AJ versus the New Day as a tag team match. So maybe they were going to go with that and they pulled the plug on it straight away.
I think maybe, but I don't know. It's one of them ones where I thought...
Hence the T-shirts and then having to ditch the T-shirts.
Yeah, but the T-shirts were awful. I thought when, we're seeing them together last week and it was announced they're challenging for the titles, I thought they're probably going to stick with this and AJ Styles will probably get his WrestleMania moment, but it'll be winning tag team titles instead of a singles match. So it surprised us when they broke up. I really wasn't expecting it. But like I say, I'm quite happy with it. I think every match you've had's got better and better. As long as Jericho doesn't try to kill Styles again, it should be good.
I would say match 2, the SmackDown match, was the best match they had.
I don't know. I like the pay-per-view one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to seeing it. I'm just surprised that they went down that route, really. I don't think any of us really anticipated that to continue, did we? Did you really think that was going to happen at the time?
What, that was going to continue?
Well, did you think that like when we started this, we would end up getting 4 or 5 matches worth of AJ Styles versus Y2J? I always thought that what was going to happen was that AJ Styles would get the win, move on to Kevin Owens.
I thought we'd get 3, but to be honest, the way things have progressed, I'm happy with this. I quite want to see Jericho and Styles again, and now obviously got that return debut of Sami Zayn. So we've got him and Owens now, potentially, for WrestleMania. Or some kind of triple threat with Neville in there.
I reckon we're going to get some sort of ladder match again for the Intercontinental. I reckon.
I think that's probably the most likely. They'll probably do that again this year because it was a big success last year.
Would you prefer that, or would you prefer just Zayn versus Owens?
I would prefer Zayn and Owens. I don't really want others to get mixed up in it.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this with my brother, and my brother said the exact same thing. So a lot of people would just prefer it to keep it simple. So we talkers, let us know if you think the same. Do you think that it should just go with Zayn versus Owens, or would you like to see other people in the fold, like a ladder match like we saw previous year?
I think if they go ladder match, it should be maybe for the United States this year. I think one of the best things NXT does is keep things simple and keep things one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would prefer to see here.
Well, the WrestleMania for me again is like the big stage for the big feuds. So whenever we have like that sort of big match, like the ladder match, for me that's like your Money in the Bank. So you have guys who aren't in a humongous feud. So with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, that really is a point where they have their head-to-head. And that should keep it simple, like you're saying. That's the big event to go into, and that's where feuds should be settled or made even bigger than what they were. Having them involved in just a standard like a mixture match doesn't really feel appropriate for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. To be honest, I think I'm okay with the way things are progressing. All I would say is if it gets to WrestleMania and then we'll have Raw afterwards, and we see Y2J and AJ Styles, I'll be slightly disappointed in a sixth match.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of the matches at WrestleMania will give us closure. I'm not sure with the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match if it did happen. The only thing I would say is, what would you have preferred if you'd had your way with it? And would you have booked AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens? Would you have booked Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens? And what would you have done with Y2J? Because I, just to be a bit of a pain, would have probably still booked AJ versus Owens, because we have, not WWE, like obviously NXT, and they have got unfinished business, but we have all seen Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens a fair few times before. I thought it might be nice to be a bit refreshed with an AJ.
It didn't really
Owens
finish though, did it?
It didn't. I'll give it that.
I would keep it the way it is. I like the way they've gone with this.
Well, he made an impact. I thought the Neville match versus Owens on Raw was really good as well.
It was really good. Like, some of the moves that Neville pulls off, I still kind of get overseeing them. Like, yeah. I literally don't even know what to call it. Like, the move that he done off the second rope. Well,
it felt like to me that Owens got to do some of the moves that he's not used to doing or not allowed to do normally, like the way he bounces off the rope, does the moonsault. When is the last time he did that? He hasn't gone for that in ages. So, it feels like to me that when Owens gets to go in the ring with some of the guys he was wrestling like in NXT, he gets to take it up a gear, and I'm really glad that if that is the case, because I feel that I want to see more of Owens going for those risky maneuvers, and I feel like he's toned it down quite a lot over the last few months.
He has, ever since the John Cena match, he did really tone it down. I think we'll probably see them come back in, but I think he'll be using them sparingly. I think he kind of used too much too soon.
Yeah. He threw it all in with the Cena match, but he kind of had to. But then it feels like moving forward, like he still does his big impact maneuvers, but like I know he can fly around the ring more from seeing what he's done, Ring of Honor and stuff like that. We all know he can he's not just a bit of a brawler and stuff like that, and then he can do a lot more than that. And it sometimes feels like to me that again he's told not to.
Yeah, it does get that feeling that you come out and hit all these moves, and then they're like, look, you've got to tone it down a little bit.
So, it sounds like we're getting quite happy with what they're working towards. So we are seeing a card shape up a bit more for WrestleMania, which is all good. We've got this Roadblock pay-per-view coming up as well. But one feud that, to me, and before we do talk about Roadblock, one feud to me that seems bizarre is the whole Lana versus Brie. And I really wanted to talk about this because I'll give Lana her props. I really don't like her, so she's like a good heel. I'm not sure what it is. Why I don't like. Well, I do. I do know what it is. What it is the fact that she doesn't even know what she is anymore. She has no idea what character or what gimmick or what she's supposed to be. She comes out to Russian Rusev music dressed as Dolph Ziggler's bitch.
She's a bit confused at the minute, isn't she? She thinks she's a wrestler as well.
Well, well, the thing is, if she'd come out and she was the stuck-up Russian and she'd done what she did in the ring, I would have probably thought that was pretty good. But she's dressing like Dolph Ziggler's girl or like a rock chick thing, and it just doesn't relate to Rusev. It doesn't match the music, and it feels to me that it's so out of place. Like she doesn't.
What
fit
would you have her come out in though?
Just a bit more the way she was before.
In a suit? She's not going to wrestle in a suit.
It doesn't have to be a suit, but it doesn't need to be all the denim and the leather and stuff like that. I'm not complaining about seeing it, just complaining about that it doesn't match her gimmick. She's lost control of her gimmick. They all have. They don't know what. Well, how does Rusev relate to that then? Apart from his marrying it. How does them coming to the ring together? You think to yourself that is the ravishing Russian? No, you don't. You think that's like an American chick.
I get where you're coming from. It's
just drop the accent.
It's like I think that's what you're waiting for, but I don't even know if you need to do that. You need to do something, just the way that she looks.
She doesn't act anything like it. She doesn't act like what she's meant to be. What she's meant to be was the ravishing Russian still. She should be that now. She should have gone back to that, and she doesn't act like it. She's gone into this like weird persona. I can't work it out. Don't get it.
It's strange. Like I don't think
she
they
shagged
know
The Rock as well,
to
or something, wasn't it? Wasn't that the whole? Didn't The Rock say that? I mean,
she didn't deny it, did she?
Do you know what I mean? What?
Yeah.
Work it out.
I can't work it out. It's so hard to put together. WWE have no idea what they're doing when it comes to Lana. It's all over the place.
That's my.
I'm lost for words.
Well, exactly. Everyone is lost for words. I mean, to try and re-establish her, they've obviously thought, look, we need to book her in a bit of a match, and they've thought Brie is basically Daniel Bryan.
A bit of a match, is in a WrestleMania match.
Well, if this is a WrestleMania match, I'll probably make me nachos at that point.
At least Eva's not in there.
Well, to be honest, at least Eva knows what she actually is in terms of her character and her persona, doesn't she? She knows more than Lana does at the moment.
Well, I don't know. She's a heel, but she's smiling all over the place.
Yeah, well, that's Eva. But you know, when you look at this match, right? Basically, they have made Brie Bella into Daniel Bryan because she just does everything that Daniel Bryan does, apart from says Brie mode, which you love. I know you love that.
It's truly amazing.
Truly amazing. But
I was tempted to play it.
You can fire it up if you want.
Yeah, it'll be in the background.
Oh, you sure you don't want to fire it up?
I haven't got it ready, unfortunately. I'll get that separately.
But I mean, I just look at this feud and I think, well, that's what they're trying to do, trying to mold Brie into a bit of a Daniel Bryan, so the crowd get behind her, and I think that kind of works for her because she is getting cheered now. She's not like in the middle anymore. I still people think what's the point, but nevertheless, she's being booked that way. But with Lana, I can completely boo her because I just don't like her. But I don't not like her because she is a good heel. I just don't like her because I think she's irrelevant now. That's the way I feel about Lana. She has no purpose to be out there anymore because she's meant to be with Rusev. She's meant to be the ravishing Russian. And even if she wrestles, that's absolutely fine. But her gimmick doesn't work that she wrestles either now. What's she going to come out in wrestling attire? What's she going to look like?
Well, that's
totally
the thing.
Interested in that, though. I'm interested in seeing that.
I'm interested to see what she comes out with. Matching.
Maybe she's going to dress like
Rusev.
She's going to dress like Rusev.
Yeah, that could be the way to go with it.
Holy
it wouldn't
crap.
make any sense coming out in denim, and then suddenly switching to that.
Oh my god! If she comes out dressed like Rusev, Oh my God, we have like a Sable moment on our hands.
Could be.
Holy Testicle Tuesday.
Is your WrestleMania moment right there?
Well, I'm actually lost for words at the moment. But Showstopper, main event. Can you piece together what they can really right? Let's say you're booking Lana, yeah, right. When she split from Dolph Ziggler, what would you have immediately done to make sure that she got her credibility back? Because they went down the route of giving her that whole that she is the Ravishing Russian, but she plays on like people's emotions a bit. They did that fine, but she still dresses like Dolph Ziggler. So what would you have done if you wanted to make sure that you got her back how she should be?
I would have had her with Ziggler, leading him to some dark location. And it's all an act.
Oh, crikey. Dolph Ziggler would have loved that. He loves that.
It's all an act. And then she goes all ravishing Russian. And
she goes all ravishing Rick Rude.
And then Rusev's there, comes out and just beats the crap out of him. And it was all like a game plan.
Some dodgy... What have you been watching? Some sort of
I
dodgy
don't know.
film thing.
It's better than what we've got at the minute.
She takes him down a dark alley and then Rusev's lurking with a cheeky Rusev face. God knows what's going to happen there.
That's what you want to say. Rusev face just pop out of a dark alley.
That would be hilarious. Though I'm not being funny. If Ziggler's like there, and she's like she goes all quiet, and then you just see this little shadow face, Rusev face coming through the darkness. But so you basically have her turn on Ziggler then. But then, how would you make her look after you've done that?
How would I make her look?
Well, like, would you keep her with the silly Ziggler attire?
Well, no, because like I said, that was all an act.
So all an act. So she goes back to normal.
So she goes back to her suit.
Yes.
And it's just the same thing over and over again. It worked, so there was no need to change it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. It wasn't that difficult, was it, for us to book that?
Well, it got a bit weird with Ali and Rusev and
but that's fine. That's comedy gold. Anyone would pay to see another Rusev face. We haven't had one for quite some time.
Well, he doesn't seem too happy in the League of Nations.
I mean, he's forgotten all about Lana, hasn't he? Being in the League of Nations, he's got his priorities to Sheamus and Wade Barrett and.
Well, he's now married to her and he's on TV less with her.
By God, what a disaster!
It's all about the extraordinary League of Nations.
Yeah, extraordinary. Well, I mean,
did you know they're challenging for the tag team titles against New Day at Roadblock?
But who am I supposed to cheer for?
Well, that's the thing. They're both heels here. Surely you're going to be cheering New Day, obviously.
Yeah, I obviously am, but I shouldn't be. I shouldn't feel that way for the New Day. And booking wise, WWE shouldn't be making me think that way.
They really shouldn't. I don't get why those guys are challenging for it. We had Ryback in a backstage interview. You just laugh when you hear Ryback.
A classic backstage interview with Ryback with the big guy. The big guy.
Telling Kalisto, wait, hang on.
What was he telling him? What was he telling him?
He was telling him that he's learned from his experience in the WWE that you never get anywhere until you go solo. And then I was thinking, hang on, wasn't the Nexus the biggest thing that you were in? So he was trying to get Kalisto to break up the Lucha Dragons. So if they were going to go down that route, why not have the Lucha Dragons against New Day and then Kalisto and Sin Cara break up and you can have Kalisto as this singles guy that they seem to want?
I think you misinterpreted his promo. When he said you never get anywhere unless you go so low, he meant you never get anywhere unless you get to the point where you've been so low that nobody gives a rat's ass about your gimmick anymore, and you've actually had to morph into Goldberg to
as
get
a person,
any reaction.
He is so low. I really don't like him anymore. I don't like the fact that he's disrespectful to a lot of wrestlers. Wade Barrett said that he was going to be potentially leaving. There was all that news come out. Ryback was like, I call dibs on these moves. And then there's all the CM Punk stuff, like the running knee. And then he done the go to sleep thing. Obviously, he doesn't get on with CM Punk. I just thought he was a bit of a dick.
Oh, what, did he do that? When did he do the go to sleep thing? I've obviously seen him do the running knees.
On Raw, he done the running knee, and then he taunted go to sleep.
He's
and I was
right.
just like,
he's so heel. I'm
he's
beginning.
a dick.
I might start liking Ryback.
I don't like Ryback. He's boring. He's rubbish.
Of course, he's a dick.
He's a dick.
He's big dick Ryback. I've never heard you so abusive on a Wii Talk. What's
Ride
that?
Dick?
Have we like ride dick? Sorry, excuse me. Look, come on.
Wait, it's late night, isn't it? It's late night. We talk. This always happens.
It always happens. Yes, we completely ditched the Saturday, and now we have late night Wii Talk. It always goes a bit crazy on the late night Wii Talks.
It is. There should be like a disclaimer before the show.
That Smack Talks has gone full heel.
I've gone Brie mode.
Dick Ryback, big Dick Ryback. Ugh, that sounds. Did you hear about?
You said that, not me.
Do you want to know?
Don't.
Do you want to know something funny? I've got to get this up. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. So if I can find this, you're going to love this. 1 minute.
You've got to get this up. Big Dick Ryback.
I've got to get this up. You're going to love this. Sounds really weird. Yeah, totally weird. Sounds weird, but it'll all come to fruition. Filling nicely.
And these euphemisms.
Right. Filling nicely. That sounds really disgusting.
Coming to fruition.
Have you heard about the Hulk Hogan? He's testifying in some sort of trial at the moment or something like that.
I heard that this is being live streamed across the internet.
And there's a quote from it where Hulk Hogan's talking about Terry Bollea, which is Hulk Hogan, and
Hulk Hogan's talking about himself.
And the character that is Hulk Hogan, the gimmick that is Hulk Hogan, right? And I haven't watched the clip yet, but I've seen quotations of what he says. So he must have been asked some sort of question. I think it's about sex tape or something like that. And he says, I wasn't talking about my penis. I was talking about Hulk Hogan's penis. Terry Bollea doesn't have a 10-inch penis. But Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis.
Is that part of his gimmick? Is that what Vince told him? Was this in the bullet points?
Was that in his contract when he signed for WCW and got that ironclad contract where he could do whatever he liked?
It must have been one of the demands.
I mean, when we talk about the 24-inch python, I never thought we was talking about his nether region and not the muscles.
Wait, it's only 10-inch though, from what you've just said.
It's only 10-inch. It's only 10, but that's only Hulk Hogan. Don't get it twisted. It's not Terry Bollea. It's not. Don't muddle them up. All right.
You don't want to get twisted
because they are not one and the same. Hulkamania is running wild by the sounds of it in Hulk Hogan's pants.
It really is,
and it adds new meaning to seeing Hulk Hogan on a wrecking ball as well.
That's why I used to wear that belt.
Just to keep it in, just to keep the snake down, keep the python down. Don't want it slithering out. Oh my god. Oh, really? How did we get onto this? We got onto this because of you with Big Dick Ryback.
This was all you. Yeah, you.
Oh, Jesus. Every time.
Taking things off topic.
I know. Let's get back. I mean, if you want to, you can Google about the Hulk Hogan case and have your own mass debate about Hulk Hogan. And
Pardon?
A debate with your friends, a mass debate. Don't look. That's enough of that. That's enough.
Yeah, you've been. I'm not.
Sorry,
even gonna say
what?
It. I'm not going to say it.
Get back in your box, right?
You've been mass debating with Sonny on Twitter about it.
Well, someone's got to do it,
and it has to be you.
Well, I mean, like I said, when it comes around to your birthday and you get that Skype session that we're all going to.
I don't want any Skype session with you.
No, not with me. Not with me. What I'll do is I think on the WrestleMania Wii Talk we need to reach out to the Wii Talkers and see if they're. I mean,
I thought we were going to get Sonny on for the WrestleMania Wii Talk.
Look, I'll be brutally honest with you. I'm not one of those YouTubers that likes to ask for donations. I've never been that kind of guy. But I feel that if anything was worth getting a donation for, it would be to have you live stream a Skype session with Sonny.
I think we would prefer to say on Wii Talk.
Really? Do you really want to do that?
Do I really want to have a Skype session with her?
It would be better if you did. Then I wouldn't have to do that.
I think we should nominate yourself to go through this. Take one for the team.
No, everyone loves that you do it. You're the bigger YouTuber. Man up.
But J-Man's like the We Talk reporter. Can't he like get sent on assignment or something?
He can't. He's not old enough. He's little J-Man.
Oh, poor little J-Man.
You need to grow some test. You need to get a 24-inch python like Hulk Hogan's got going on there.
Get Hulk Hogan to do it for her.
He'd definitely do it. He'd love it.
He'd love it.
Just give Shawn Michaels a ring. He's been there loads of times.
Absolutely best friend.
Right. Look, that's enough of the right. Anyway, what was your point about Ryback? You have to talk about him again anyway. We're talking about Roadblock.
What was my point about Ryback? He told Kalisto to go singles.
Did he? No. Did you? Are you sure he didn't say? Are you sure he didn't say to Kalisto, "Where's my singlet"? That's why I have to wear these Goldberg pants. Are you sure he didn't say that?
It could have been. I tend to drift off when Ryback's on. That's why he always shouts, "Wake up."
I've always wondered why he's been doing the running knee. Maybe it is that he's just jabbing at CM Punk. Yeah, but Vince has told him to do that, if anything.
What? Go CM Punk?
Well, do the running knees. Surely Vince would have told him to do that.
I think that's on Ryback.
You think that's on Rise Back?
That's on Ryback.
Oh Lord, we can't keep talking about Ryback. I think that's.
We really can't. We should never talk about Ryback.
We've sold him enough this week, and in doing so, all my googly googers, I have lost the freaking. Hold on. Oh, we're back. Roadblock is back. We've got the card. Right.
Roadblock.
Yeah. So right. Anyway, is Ryback even on the card? He's not on the card yet.
Wait, he's not? We're talking about Kalisto?
Oh. Were we? Anyway, let's talk about the Roadblock match card, and we'll start with the tag team match. New Day versus the League of Nations. We've already talked about it a little bit, and it's going to be Sheamus and King Barrett representing. This is an easy win for the New Day, isn't it? And I think by looking at this card, because I can see another tag team match on there, I reckon we may, if we're going to get anything out of this, we could get the whole Enzo, Big Cass crossover with maybe building to a feud between them and the New Day, because I can't see Dawson and Wilder dropping the belts, or Dash and Dawson. Dash and Dawson.
I can't see that crossing over. I think it's strange that they're on the card. I think it's just a way to test the waters, to see what like the main roster crowd viewership kind of thinks of them. Well, I don't see them getting involved with the New Day in this. Maybe a backstage segment afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think if they get over at this event, then it could lead to an Enzo Big Cass match against the New Day. That's at WrestleMania if they can get it working.
I don't know. I wouldn't rush that into WrestleMania. If you think about it, they're already bringing up Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. That's kind of NXT into WrestleMania. Would you want to bring up another so soon, so close to WrestleMania?
Well, they're doing it because they're on the Roadblock pay-per-view.
Yeah, but so is Dawson and Wilder. They're not going to be at WrestleMania, surely.
Dash and Dawson.
I was going with what you said.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of confused why it's on the card, but I definitely don't. I mean, we're ducking in and out of matches here, but I definitely not. I don't see that Dash and Dawson will drop in the tag belts, because I reckon that is set in stone for when Jordan and Gable finally get that gold. So I see Enzo and Cass losing, which makes me think that if they lose, that's their prompt to go up properly.
But isn't it more of a heel move to have Enzo and Cass, run in and interact with the New Day?
No, I'm not saying for them to run in. I'm just saying that with Enzo and Cass getting the move or losing on that night, that almost for me signifies that they're going to go up. And what better way for them to then move up is to then have some sort of altercation with the New Day. If not at Roadblock, then on Raw or something like that to build to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what I think.
I can kind of see it, but I would prefer it to be the Raw after WrestleMania. I don't want to rush it now. There's already a load of tag teams I could go with. I don't think you need to bring up a new team and do that straight away, going right into WrestleMania.
Yeah, either that or we can just keep going with the League of Nations.
Oh, we could bring in Kalisto and Sin Cara. Say Kalisto's going to be in a singles match surely anyway for the United States Championship.
Could use the Ascension.
The Ascension were on SmackDown, or Y2J's henchmen this week. They attacked AJ Styles, and then Styles apparently cleared the ring of them, so they didn't really last, unfortunately.
You see.
What about the New Day against the Wyatt family? Because we know that Bray Wyatt's got Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. What about the rest of the family? Is it time they finally won the belts?
Hold on a minute. Did you just say that Bray Wyatt has got Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania?
Did I? No? It Roadblock, sorry?
No. Yes. Roadblock. You're getting...
Still, I'll pose the question to you.
Yes.
Would you like to see the Wyatt family against the New Day at WrestleMania?
No.
Is it time they finally won the championships?
Oh, well. Would I like to see that? They
haven't won it yet, have they? The tag team championships.
No.
If any of the Wyatt family won anything, even a match.
Oh, yeah. Luke Harper's had the Intercontinental Championship, hasn't he?
He did last, but they weren't together then, were they?
No, he left. Then he'd got rid of the murky shores that is the Wyatt family to make.
So
sure
he was like, "Screw this!
Success.
I'm going solo. Look, it works." And then for some reason, he got back with them.
I kind of feel like Luke Harper is the actual true leader of the Wyatt family at the moment. I mean, he was the one that orchestrated them to appear in the ring by the looks of it on Monday night when they interrupted Dean Ambrose because Bray Wyatt was like thanking him like he's the man. He's like, thank God you saved me again, because without you guys, I am shite.
Someone has to.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's talk about Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt. Just 1 sec, though. What is your prediction for New Day versus the League of Nations, if there is any doubt? I think you're going New Day, yeah?
New Day.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, who gives a shit about the League of Nations? It's the worst faction ever, I think.
I said that on Twitter, and quite a few people agreed. They come up with some other worse ones. Well, I'd say worse. Probably wouldn't say so. I think League of Nations has just been absolutely terrible. They should have Lana as the manager. She should be cutting the promos for them. Maybe it'd be a bit more interesting.
Well, she would fit in perfectly at the moment because she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing either, so it'd be absolutely fine.
Exactly. That's their gimmick. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
I mean, they don't even know why they're having this match, to be honest, with the New Day. And the New Day, were Edge and Christian's best friends a little while ago, and now they're not. It's like, what's going on? Well, what makes this even more ridiculous is the fact that we saw the New Day against AJ Styles and Y2J on Raw, and they were the heels, and now all of a sudden we've got this heel versus heel match, and we're supposed to cheer for the New Day, who they tried to put over as heels. It's totally confusing. See,
it is, but we're going to cheer for them anyway because they're going up against the League of Nations.
Of course. So we're going new down that. Then we might as well also predict the Dash and Dawson match, Enzo, Colin Cassidy, and of course the lovely Carmella, who will be at ringside. I hope.
She should be.
Bloody hope so. I like Carmella. She's awesome.
I think you've said that a few times.
I do say that a lot. I'm going to go with Dash and Dawson, unfortunately, because I feel that they're going to put Enzo and Cassidy up. There would be no reason to take the belts off them. And I think that Jordan and Gable are the guys that will get the next tag team run in NXT.
I would agree with that. I'd say I'm going to go with the Revival, as they call themselves.
The Revival. But
I would say it'll be a travesty if Enzo and Cass never won the tag team championships in NXT.
Yeah, it's bizarre, really, isn't it? The most over tag team, apart from maybe Jordan and Gable at the moment. They deserve to have those belts, but I mean, maybe if they get if they get those belts, let's say they do face a New Day, they have to change them belts. I'm begging someone to just take those and change those freaking horrible bronze medals that they've got as belts. And I think Enzo and Cass could be the best ones to do it because they don't want to carry around them shitty belts.
Well, I think everyone said that. The brand split would be perfect just to get rid of them.
Yeah, get rid of them shitty belts. They're horrible. So let's talk about the other two matches that we know of on this card, because I don't know if any more are going to be announced this week. But Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. And it says, well, apparently, according to Wiki, where I've got the match, we've got Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman at ringside, but that's probably going to be one of those things where they duck in and out. But, I mean, this match could have been so good if it was billed to a WrestleMania match and Bray Wyatt had been on an unbelievably unstoppable, awesome run. But WWE have completely ballsed it, haven't they, really? Let's be honest. I mean, we really don't think that Bray Wyatt is of the level to wrestle with Brock Lesnar at the moment. And the stare down with Triple H for the belt showed that the crowd would still give Bray an opportunity, but it's so hard to think that someone that can't beat the Titans can really be classed as a credible competitor. They have so much work to do to make Bray Wyatt great again. And it only leads me to believe that Brock Lesnar will potentially win this match. I think the only thing that they could do is if Bray Wyatt outnumbers him, he could lose and then beat Ambrose at Mania.
Who beats him at Mania? Lesnar?
Yeah, Lesnar beats Ambrose at Mania, but Wyatt beats Brock at this with help from the Wyatt family to make some doubt in Lesnar. I don't know.
See, my issue here is Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family themselves taking so many losses. Like, they lost against the Titans. They lost
Shitans
this week on SmackDown against just a pairing of Ambrose, Ziggler, and the Usos. So they're not even like an actual faction, and they're getting beat off them as well. Going into this, it should be, they should be booked the way they were for the Royal Rumble. So it gives you a chance of thinking, Bray Wyatt has a chance of actually winning this. He is like a beast the way he's been booked, but it's totally not a case of that. It's gone the complete opposite way, and it's like, why should I even think that Bray Wyatt has a chance against Brock Lesnar? Is this not just going to be like the match against Big Show, where he just gets completely dominated and suplexed all over the place, and it's just literally a squash match?
And why is Bray Wyatt so stupid enough to need to have this match? Like, considering that Brock's focus has always been on Ambrose, and I know Ambrose is in the main event, but when you think of it, it's not very smart for someone that's supposed to be so clever, like the master of manipulation. He's just going to walk straight into the ring with Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's so disappointing because I can only really see a Bray Wyatt loss coming. And I was at the point this week, and I've obviously championed Bray Wyatt for quite a long time, but I was at the point this week on Raw where I was just like, just get it out of the way, just have him lose again, because I didn't see anything else coming from it. And yeah, he got the Wyatt family attacked Dean Ambrose, but it doesn't make me feel any more positive that Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family can pick off Brock Lesnar, because Bray Wyatt has been booked terribly for almost over a year now. His Royal Rumble antics weren't amazing, and plus, WWE haven't had any focus on this feud for the last few months. They've been more focused on building Brock and Ambrose. So this was a surprise that this is even happening, and it's like, why is this happening really at this pay-per-view that's just also come out of nowhere?
Well, I'll pitch a possible solution here.
Right.
See what you think of this option.
Go on.
So, I'm going to admit, the likelihood of this, not very, very high, but let's just say Triple H loses the championship to Ambrose. That then slots him into a triple threat at WrestleMania alongside Roman Reigns. Bray Wyatt comes out for his match against Lesnar. As the lights out and Wyatt's walking towards the ring, the rest of the Wyatt family run the ring and attack Lesnar, beat him down, and then he's there for the picking for Bray Wyatt just to hit him with Sister Abigail, get the pinfall, and then that sets up Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar, the main match at WrestleMania. So we don't actually get the match here. There's two different matches there, two options.
Yeah, I don't see it happening though.
I don't see it happening, but it's
a good
good just
idea.
to fantasize, isn't it?
It's a good idea. I think the trouble is they spent so much time pushing your brain to think that it's going to be Brock versus Ambrose. Why would they? Would they really do that? Would they really try and mess around with that?
Well, I would say the way that the way that they're booking Triple H and Ambrose, it's booked so much better than Triple H and Roman Reigns. Everyone wants to see Triple H and Ambrose. They don't care about Roman Reigns. So if I was WWE, I'd be trying to figure out some way to slot Ambrose into this main event.
By the way, I was listening to the Revolution's stream like a couple of days ago, well, yesterday, and she had some very harsh words about young Roman. I've never heard someone like brutalize.
Quite critical of Roman Reigns.
Jesus Christ! I mean, it's not just the gimmick; it's the man. She doesn't like the man. She does not like the man that is Roman Reigns. He can't even pull any facial expressions.
But hang on. I've said this as well. Roman Reigns.
Oh, it's you brainwashing her, is it?
It must be.
It's you.
I think great minds just think alike. That's the way it is. Is this the point about him just not being happy?
She says he's got no emotion.
He doesn't, though, really. He never
looks too happy. If you were booked that way, you'd have that face.
Yeah, but if I was booked that way, I would play it up to actually get a reaction from the crowd. I wouldn't look miserable so that the crowd hated us even more.
He's fleecy. He throws out a few cheeky winks. He smiles a lot. He likes when he gets beaten up. He smiles.
He does not throw any cheeky winks.
He does.
You're a complete winker. You never stop winking.
He threw a wink at the last pay-per-view that he had when he was getting beaten up.
What? And that's supposed to make us cheer for him because he winked?
Yeah, there's a bit of emotion. You moaning about his emotion. He's got plenty.
Is that his gimmick?
No, this is the problem. You're hating on the man. You're hating on the man, not the gimmick, but the man. And the gimmick is the booking, and it's the booking that you should blame, not Roman.
You can't tell us his gimmick is to be like so depressed looking when he's supposed to be happy.
Of course he's going to be depressed. He's lost his WWE champion. He's lost it all.
He's got a title shot at WrestleMania. He's main eventing WrestleMania.
But he's not the champ. He should still be the champ.
He has the chance to be the champ, and yet he's miserable about it.
Yeah, but that's because he's lost the belt. He's been screwed over by the Authority so many times. He can't get his hopes up so much, can he? Poor Roman.
Hang on. How many times was Stone Cold screwed over by Vince?
Yeah, but that's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Was he ever depressed and...
Yes.
No?
Yes.
He never come out like Roman Reigns.
You used to have to get the guitar out sometimes, did Stone Cold, when he was upset about things.
That was when he sided with Vince.
Yeah, but still, sometimes get some. I mean, what, you telling me that you want to see Roman Reigns with a guitar? No.
It'd probably be better than what we're getting.
I'm just saying.
Depends what he's covering.
I'm just saying that you're hating on the man. It's not the man you should be hating. It's the game.
I love the game.
I just thought it's hilarious on her stream that she just like brutally destroyed the character, the man that is Roman Reigns. It was like...
He deserves to be ripped into, though.
I mean, is that what her streams are all about? Bashing Roman?
Wait, is this what We Talk has become? Bashing L?
Sounds dodgy again, man. Why'd you keep dropping all these dodgy bombs on this week's We Talk?
I didn't drop any dodgy bombs. That's you.
Good God. Late night We Talks. Disaster. I mean, anyway, I don't know how we even got into Roman. He just kind of popped up in there. He's always being talked about.
It was Vince just forcing it down my throat.
He was. That, again, really?
What?
Really? Vince forcing it down your throat?
Jeez.
Are we talking about grapefruits now? Or are we talking
Rydick? Yeah.
Maybe we're talking about Hogan's Python. I don't know. I do not know.
I've lost track. There's been so much going on tonight.
Anyway, back to. So I don't know how we got on Roman now, but let's talk about back to Lesnar and stuff. So who do you think is going to win this? Do you think Brock's just going straight over Bray?
You know what I'm going to hope for? Just a squash match where he just suplexes the crap out of Bray Wyatt and just totally demolishes him. Because then I'll get to see your Twitter reaction. and I think I'll enjoy that more than the match itself.
Maybe it would be better though if that did happen, and then Bray just went away for a bit. Maybe Bray should duck out of WrestleMania.
Really?
It wouldn't hurt him to go away for a little while with the family and rediscover what they're going to do. Oh, I've got it.
It'd stop him taking any more losses.
I've got it. Maybe. Maybe. Hold on. Is that going to work? Would that work? It could work. Maybe. No, it's not going to. No.
I can hear the screws turning.
It's not going to work. I was going to say maybe they could be used in the Shane-Vince feud. But no. Don't see it.
Well, maybe they'll laid them seeds with Bray Wyatt, facing off against Triple H.
Yeah, I'm just thinking there could be something there, but I doubt it. I don't know. I just kind of, I think the only reason why I say that is because I just think maybe it's worthwhile Bray taking a break with them, and they don't need to be repackaged, but they just could then come back with a bit of a bang and start taking people down and actually having a bit of purpose again.
They need his sister Abigail to just reboot them, put them on the right path.
I mean, just cut a few promos where maybe he's like talking to someone and you don't know who it is, or just instead of him just talking to us to the camera, swerve us a bit, put some other thoughts in our head a bit would be nice. Because I kind of think that Lesnar's going to win, but it does nothing for the Wyatt family again.
It really doesn't. It's just. It's another match that Bray loses, the Wyatt family loses. It just gives you no hope going forward.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So, I mean, we're both going with Brock?
I can't see going any other way.
So, yes, another loss for the Wyatt family could be on the cards. Now, let's talk about the main event, which is Triple H versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The final match on the card so far at a WWE Roadblock. Is this the opportunity to adjust the main event at WrestleMania, or is this a pointless pay-per-view and Triple H is going to win?
Well, I would say at least they've given this special a name and a logo, so they're putting some effort into it. So maybe it'll be memorable. Don't know if I would go with changing the championship though. It'd be a great advertisement for the network, especially leading into WrestleMania, if the title changed hands on a network special.
Yeah, it would. Do you know what I think is going to happen? I think, because Roman Reigns isn't anywhere to be seen on this, I think that is Roman still classed as injured at the moment?
He's still supposedly out injured for this surgery that he had.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if some sort of authority angle where we see Ambrose getting beaten down a bit, Roman comes out, accidentally spears Dean Ambrose, and then Triple H gets the win.
Well, I think whatever happens, he'll come out and he'll cost Ambrose the match, yeah.
Yeah, and then we can build to something. And I just think that'll get him more heat, which doesn't make any sense. But I just think then just get to WrestleMania, turn Roman heel on the night. Leave them booing, and no fireworks, just leave them booing and him just be champion as a heel. I really think they have to do it on the night. It's a weird scenario because you kind of sometimes hope that the big payoff comes at WrestleMania, like you remember Daniel Bryan with all the cheers, but I think the best scenario is to have him turn full heel at WrestleMania and absolutely stick it to the fans on that night. Still thinking that.
Can you remember a memorable ending to WrestleMania where we've got a heel win like that? Does it usually happen? I can't.
No, because Cena was bloody there. Not really, but that's why it would be cool, because it'd be different.
It would, but you don't want this. Oh well, either way, it's going to be disappointing, isn't it?
Well, if I was to sit there, watch it all, Roman Reigns wins and goes home as champ as a face, I'm going to be pretty hacked off. If Roman Reigns tells me at the end of WrestleMania, screw everybody, I'd be thinking, good on you, Roman. I kind of would think that.
What are you more hyped for here? Triple H and Dean Ambrose at Roadblock, or Triple H and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania?
I'm quite interested to see how this match plans out. I'm not Dean Ambrose's biggest fan, but I think that their feud is obviously a bit more interesting at the moment. I'm not overly enthusiastic about either, but
I'm not as in. Well, I prefer Triple H and Dean Ambrose,
yeah.
but because it's not WrestleMania, I don't expect a title change,
No.
and that takes away from it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. But I also think that it's time to get the job done with Roman Reigns. I think it's... I can't deal with if Dean Ambrose somehow gets the belt and then we don't get a Roman Reigns victory at WrestleMania and we still continue with Roman Reigns chasing the gold. I want Roman Reigns to get that gold so we can move forward. That's all I want to happen. I want it to happen because I might be annoyed that it happens, but it has to freaking happen because we can't keep going on like this. I just think they need to do it in the right way and it will be fine. Now, you might find yourself seeing that he ends up siding with Triple H. We've seen more ridiculous things happen in the past. Like,
how is he going to side with Triple H when he beats him?
He could beat Triple H on the night and it could be some whole sort of thing. Dean Ambrose maybe comes out to congratulate him. He blindsides Dean Ambrose. Triple H, it's all about that whole end game of him being like, it was all a test to see if Roman Reigns could do it and do it on the grandest stage of them all. We've seen...
I think I would hate that even more.
Well, we've seen ridiculous things happen in the past. We've seen It Was Me, Austin, and we've seen swerves in the past where we never expected it to happen. The Rock swerving. We've seen so many swerves. I wouldn't put it past them to do that. I still think the simplest solution is just to have him win, the crowd boo him pick up the mic and say, I didn't win this for you people anyway, I won this for me, and then say screw you to Triple H, blindside Dean Ambrose as well if he's out there, and then walk away. He's the champ, he's on his own, he's done it for himself. He will get booed out of the arena, but I feel that that's a Roman Reigns that I'd be interested to watch.
See, I'm at a point now where I can't tell you what it would take.
Secret?
What it would take to get me to want to watch Roman Reigns now. I don't even think a heel Reigns. Like they've burned so many bridges and they've ruined his character so much. It's so hard now to watch him and actually be invested in what he's doing.
See, I think my scenario works, but then it doesn't work on the basis that he needs people around him to help him be a good heel. I feel that he would be a good corporate champion because he could have Triple H doing his talking for him. I don't see Roman Reigns as a talking champion. I feel he needs someone to support him do that. And my scenario doesn't work because he doesn't have that. That's the biggest problem for me. And again, the big issue about this Roadblock pay-per-view is we have got this match between Triple H and Dean Ambrose. They're trying to instigate that we think that Dean Ambrose could become champion at this Roadblock event, but we're still talking about Roman Reigns. And I think that the trouble is with this whole scenario is Dean Ambrose is just being used as this little pawn in the game of the fact that they want us to think that Ambrose can make a difference. But I think in the grand scheme of things, there is no intention for Dean Ambrose to make a difference in this. He's had to sacrifice his Intercontinental Championship. He's had to sacrifice feuds to be brought up. I'm sure he's happy with that. But I think that this is all an end game to give us the ultimate scenario, which is Roman Reigns as champion, but you think that Ambrose could make a difference.
Yeah, I agree on it. I feel sorry for Dean Ambrose because he was always the middleman. Since the Shield, you had Roman Reigns getting pushed, you had Seth Rollins as the champ, and Ambrose just going in and out of feuds. And
still doing that. He doesn't even know at the moment. Is he with Lesnar?
He's still doing it. He's switching between Lesnar and Triple H, and I don't know. It's one of the things that I think really, really hurts Ambrose. I think they need to just sort out what they want to do with him. If Reigns does turn heel, then it's perfect to have the two of them go up against each other for the next couple of months. But I really don't see Reigns turning heel. I think they'll go with the face and probably work out, if it doesn't work, if they don't accept him this time, we'll have to give someone else a go.
If he just walks out of WrestleMania as champion to fireworks and booze, that's going to be a real bitter pill to swallow, to be honest. I think for any fan, particularly if you paid to go to WrestleMania this year, like don't get me wrong, the spectacle alone is going to be absolutely amazing in that stadium. But you know, you always want that epic finish, and you might not even. Yeah,
maybe we'll get it next year though.
Maybe
Maybe that's why they're announcing WrestleMania 33 now, to give us something to look forward to.
Maybe this match isn't going to be last on the card. Maybe it's going to be Shane versus The Undertaker, which is the actual ending match, because that would at least give people
I think that would be smart. I think that's a good way to go about it. And we have seen The Undertaker wrestle last on the card before, especially when something's on the line here, which is really big. And
that's
like
the company, isn't it? So...
Yeah, in the last couple of weeks, this is what's been getting pushed as the main thing. So I would be quite happy to see this is the main event of WrestleMania. And then it doesn't really matter what happens in the championship match, because if Shane wins, then you've still got that happy ending.
You find it interesting that Triple H isn't really involved in any of the Vince-Shane feud. It's almost like he's kind of separate from it. You found that there's some sort of maybe
kind of because you've got
politics
Stephanie in there, that kind of fills that.
But he never comes out with Stephanie either at the moment. He's his own entity. Do you feel that there might be some sort of...
I prefer that though. I don't want to see too much Triple H. I think that's one of the things I hate about the Authority anyway, that we see too much of them constantly.
Do you not think there might be some sort of thing where they can't decide? Because we're talking about the King of Kings here. We're talking about the game Triple H. We all know that Triple H, if he had his way, would probably be main eventing. Do you not think might be a debate going on? You know, Triple H saying, I should main event WrestleMania. Vince saying, maybe it should be Taker, Shane. Because I wonder how Triple H feels about this whole scenario with Shane, because he's almost taken over and stole a lot of his thunder being champion at the moment.
Kind of.
Taking it away from Triple H a lot, I think.
I don't know. I think you've got to keep them separate. Otherwise, everything kind of mashes into one.
Yeah, I guess. It's made it all an interesting scenario, but like I said, it's all been evolving around Dean Ambrose being used for a purpose, and with that being the case, I'd say that Dean Ambrose challenge will peter away at this Roadblock pay-per-view, and we will see Triple H leave as champion.
I think so. I think smart money's going to be on Triple H. Ambrose is a big outsider for this. I would prefer it, but I don't see it happening.
If they make it a triple threat at WrestleMania, I would be inclined to say it will be interesting, but it's the same old, getting desperate and having to make a triple threat match. When I always tend to think, I know some of the triple threat matches we've had have been cool, but I always think that it should be 1v1 in the main event a lot of the time, because I like that grudge match feel, that final big match, and it's just a shame we haven't got the two people that we want in that area.
Yeah. What I would say is if they do that, if they go down that route of making it a triple threat, it shows that they too aren't confident in Roman Reigns, and they've admitted the same mistake that they made last year.
It's just stupid that they've even got to that area, to be honest. We'll have to wait and see, though.
We will. We do have some other WrestleMania news, though. What you've missed out here in regards to WrestleMania 32.
32?
32.
32?
32 is in this year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
John Cena, he confirmed that he won't be on the card this year. Although he did put out a tweet today saying that he was still pushing himself.
Oh, no.
Do you think we'll see him?
Although he did wear that horrendous jacket as well.
He did? Was that like Vince's 80s jacket when he used to commentate?
Did he borrow it from Vince or something? I mean, yeah. I know what people will say. People will say without Cena, it's a big loss. But
who's he going to face?
I don't necessarily mind him not being there this year, because I feel that there's some underlayers to this year's WrestleMania that could really step up and steal the show. And I quite like that aspect of it. I just feel the main event lacks, but I don't think Cena being anywhere around either scenario would make me more interested in him. I'm okay with Shane and The Undertaker. If I find out that John Cena's pushed himself and will represent Shane, I don't think I like that. I think I want to see Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell. I want to see that now. So, yeah, I'm happy with him not to be there. It's not that I would not like it if he takes Shane McMahon's place in the Hell in a Cell.
The thing I would say with that is Vince's words to Shane was him competing in the match. You never give him the option of putting someone else in, so I don't think we'll see a replacement.
I'm glad if they don't. The only thing I'm thinking though is he's not going to be there. He's not going to be involved.
I don't think he will. I think he'll push himself, and I think he'll come close. And I think he will be there.
I would,
but not in a wrestling capacity.
I would say to you though, it's amazing, isn't it? You look back at this last year, and you think of all the scenarios WWE pitched to us. We had Triple H versus The Rock at one point in that mix. They've hinted at other matches as well that we could have possibly seen over the period of time, and it's all come back to just seeing Roman Reigns. I mean, The Rock hasn't even been focused on Rock, Ronda Rousey and all that stuff was planted. Stephanie versus Ronda. They went through all these things to make us think about stuff. It was quite exciting to find out all of those things. We had the potential of maybe Undertaker Sting at this one because it's in Texas. And what have we got? We've got this very bizarre WrestleMania where they might pull it off, but after seeing all the things we could have had, just makes you think, why did they get to this stage?
It really does. But I think that's the story in the last couple of years. We should be used to it by now.
Yeah, I mean, probably end up saying, this was quite a good Mania if they pull it off. Last year's was good, but they don't have a Money in the Bank briefcase to save the day this year.
I wish they did. I really wish they did, but like you say, I think it's best just to get this over with, and then that's it, done. We don't have to worry about it.
I think the last thing to really bring... I mean, I'm going with Triple H on my prediction. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm going Triple H. I want Ambrose to win, but it's got to be Triple H.
See, I think the only thing I would say is, how far away is Seth Rollins to coming back?
Well, I heard he's training now. He's stepped up his training. So, I don't know. If John Cena's been training for a while and he's not going to be there, I think Ron's going to be a long shot.
See, the only thing I could think is they could go down the old double sort of turn route if Rollins was able to be at WrestleMania and have, as I said, somehow, some way, Roman align himself with Triple H, and we have Seth Rollins come out on the ramp and give a bit of a stare down to those two, and we start to recognise that it will be Rollins as a face versus Reigns as the heel. That's the only thing I could think that would get a pop from the crowd.
It is, but I don't know. I think we're maybe wishful thinking on that one.
It's very bad to say when you're sitting there and you're thinking, how can we get a crowd to cheer for our main event? But that's what it's come down to.
It really has. It's going to be a strange one, but hopefully they'll have a plan. Hopefully they'll save it.
But I am looking forward to it.
Hopefully it's just the Undertaker match that's the last.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a question. I am looking forward to WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. And I am also looking forward to Roadblock because I feel that there might be a twist in there. So WWE are doing their job to a degree. They've got me interested in it. It's just concerning that the big ending will not be what I want, but we'll see.
We will. Hopefully it pleases well.
Exactly. So I guess we're pretty much drawing to a close, but have you got any plugs this week?
Well, if you want to check out this week's Community Showcase, that's up on the Smack Talks channel. PC version of 2K16 launches on last Thursday. So that's out now. So I'll probably be doing some mods. I don't know how soon they will be, because we'll probably leave a week or so to see what comes out. But there's modern sections up on the Smack Talks website. There's going to be an archive so you can easily download mods this year. So that should be pretty good just to see what kind of mods come out, because there was so many last year. There's so many different things you could actually do with the game, unlocking characters that weren't playable, to new match types, all different kinds of things. So definitely check that out. Regeneration X, I've been playing the Hitman beta, so this video is that up. And this is the finale of Life is Strange, which has been absolutely amazing. That's up today. So check that out, along with Elle playing through Minecraft and Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh yeah, that's that thing that she's doing on the stream, wasn't it?
It's an awesome game. Like, you wouldn't expect it, but it's so addictive once you get into it.
Yeah, it's quite. I said it's quite tranquil. That whole little ching noises.
It is. It's quite kiddie, but it's really, really good.
I was going to say to you, this Life is Strange. Didn't I tweet you an outcome? Was that the thing that you tweeted out? Someone tweeted
The
it
Deadpool outcome.
Oh yeah. That's what I said.
It was.
It's a great idea, wasn't it?
I'll pose the question: what would you do if your best friend was dying and asked you to help them end life? What would you do?
What did I say?
You went with the Deadpool option.
Yeah, I said I'd inject them with some sort of serum, and they would then become a mutant, so they don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah, but the ending was so much better than that, so definitely check that out. Honestly, it's one of the best games I've ever played. You should play it. If you played games other than wrestling, you should definitely play it.
Are you being paid by them to do this product placement, or what?
I wish I was, but sadly I'm not. Honestly, it's so cool. Like, I can't describe how good it is, because it's so many different things, and I think you would love it if you tried it.
It sounds a bit strange, though.
Are you going to try GTA, though? Maybe this weekend?
Yeah. We should sort this. Elle can stream it, can't she?
Yeah.
And I can like
We're
rock
going to
up
have proof then that you actually played another game.
I can then like rock up in my Mini, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that Mini.
Come find ya.
Have you still got it? Has someone not nicked it by now? Can you remember where you parked it? It's been a while.
You fucked it up last time.
Yeah, so it was well deserved, that.
I still do have it. I will actually go and check it's still there. Like, I need to do that, seriously. But I look like Enzo Amore now on GTA. I dress like a right hipster.
You look so cool.
I know I do. Thanks. That's my profile picture on Twitter. On the Twitter. Tweet me at Delzinski and tweet Smack Network. See, Smack Network. Got it right.
Go.
Have I got any plugs? Yeah. I have. Go check out SNME Redemption. Part 1 is up now. Part 2 is up this Sunday. So 2-part special. Sold it.
It's only taking a month.
Ain't taking a month. Yeah, it takes a month. A lot of hard work went into that. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. There's blood all over the place in that pay-per-view.
There's blood all over the place. There's decapitated heads and everything.
Decapitated heads, yes.
I'm sick of looking at Oksana. Poor lass.
Who's Oksana? Oscar.
Oksana, whatever.
Oksana.
You're killing all the divas.
Oscar. Oh, brilliant. But yeah, I mean, go check it out. Obviously, we have in the part 2, we've got if you tweeted me as a Bolivar, then your tweet will get featured in the SNME pay-per-view. Well, if the big ones, the best ones will get featured. And yeah, then we've got.
Did any say where's part 2?
No.
I should have tweeted that. That would have been awesome to come across the bottom of the screen.
Someone's bound to say where's CM Punk. That's or where's Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, definitely.
Where's Jeff Hardy? Where is he? Where's Jeff Hardy? I don't know. Maybe if you go to TNA and watch that, then you'll know he's there.
They'll be calling you all sorts. They probably won't spell it right either.
No, just call me a bish.
Bish.
You little bish.
Eric Bischoff.
You little bish.
Saturday night's main event. Confirmed.
Maybe. Well, if you haven't seen SNME Redemption, there is a cool little beginning where we get to see a little bit more of what the management side is about. So yeah, go check it.
That sounds really cool.
Go check it. And yeah, I've got a few other things coming out. There's a couple of videos coming up Friday. There's a bit of a concept one. Also, just this minute now, but obviously we'll probably upload this video a little bit later, but I have also put out the Tyler Breeze promo that is in SNME Redemption. I really like making my Tyler Breeze promos, and this one's pretty damn cool.
They're really good.
You can join the Uggo Club.
Me? I don't think I'd fit in.
You probably could be in there, to be honest with you.
See, this is why throwing these insults back and forth. This is why you get it.
But then again, I don't want to know what you do with your selfie stick, to be honest with you. Can't trust someone like you with a selfie
You really
stick.
don't.
Want to know. Exactly. I've got some cool things coming up. The kind of projects that I'm working on the side. But I'll leave them to be revealed later on, once they're finished. Secretive.
Sounds interesting.
Just call me Secretive Del.
Secretive Del.
That's
Really?
a really shit name, innit?
I'm going to call you that going forward.
Anyway.
People have to remind us.
Secretive Del. Anyway.
Do I have to say it in that way as well?
Oh, God.
Secretive Del.
You can say it like that. That sounds like some sort of new laptop that's coming out.
It is like hush hush.
Anyway, if we get to play GTA at the weekend, that would be quite cool. Be a bit different. And can come hunt you down in my Mini.
Well, I think lots of like the We Talk Nation out there should be joining me, because you can have like 32 players online.
Yeah, so
Good chance to join me for a couple of games.
So yeah, what we'll do is when we sort it out, whatever day we're doing it on, we'll put out a tweet, and you can come join the Brick Club for a bit of GTA.
Sounds good.
Cool. So that kind of brings us to a close this weekend, and obviously we are heading towards Roadblock. It's going to be interesting. Let's just say that. And I guess it's time for you to catch us later.
Catch you later.
Yes, this is Delzinski and Smack Talks for another We Talk. Signing out.
Hi, wrestling fans and gamers. Velvet Sky here, and I just want to say I've been hearing a rumor that Delzinski.com is the best place for video gaming and wrestling content.